All right. Just for your information, Cam has signed. He passed the physical, and he signed, and he is meeting with Coach Rule right now. So everything's a go, and we're excited to have him here. You guys have any questions?
Yeah. From your perspective, why did you think this was the right move to make it this time?
This is really just a football decision that helped maximize this team. We look at it. Here we are with the number 2 defense in the NFL in certain categories. Good special teams, and we have a lot of really good pieces on offense. And I'm really excited about the receivers we have. We have Christian back, so just being able to maximize this team, bringing in someone of Cam's talent, that was a big thing for us to make this decision.
What do you see that's different in this version of Cam versus when he was here previously?
It's hard for me to really say because I wasn't here. I saw him from 3,000 miles away and playing against him, and I always admired the competitor, the athlete, all those things. But really meeting him today and really understanding just who he is and how dynamic he is and how this guy's all about team. He was really impressive in person and said all the right things and really meant it. It was really heartfelt, and he's coming in looking to help us. He thinks he can put us over the top. We're excited about PJ coming out this week and playing for us, and I think he's going to do some really good things for us. Sam's going to go, we're going to have to do something here with Sam. And then we brought in Matt Barkley on Monday. So Matt's a very steady quarterback, good veteran backup quarterback that's going to help us as well. But really bringing in Cam at this point is to maximize our team.
Scott, a lot of people nationally were very surprised with the contract, $4.5 million guaranteed, $1.5 million signing bonus for what could essentially be maybe only 8 games.
Right.
Can you just talk about the decision to pay that much for 8 games?
We talked about several different scenarios, and to be able to come off a few of those, we upped the money this year, to make it more of a 1-year deal. I don't want to go too much into the details, but we did go back and forth. Samir Suleiman was very involved. It was, very good negotiation with them. He has really good representation, and again, it was about getting him here. This is a football decision. I understand, the downside, what the money looks like, but that's what it takes. We had to get him here, and that's what it was.
There was a report that you guys might have wanted a longer-term deal with them or a multi-year deal. Was that true?
We talked about several options, but really the 1 year was the one that best fit us as well as Cam at this time.
Scott, from the outside, it looks like this is more of an indictment on PJ Walker as opposed to, and the reason we say this is because it seems like, you talk about Cam can come in and help us win, as opposed to PJ can help us win, and then this may put you over the top as opposed to PJ putting you over the top.
I think it's more of unknown. Cam has done this over, a decade in the NFL. PJ is an exciting young guy, and we're looking forward to see what he can do on Sunday. However, it's just the known with Cam versus the athlete, the upside, the arm, really the leadership that PJ brings. So I think it'll be fun to see how it works out. Coach is all about competition. We'll see how this all changes, but we'll see how it works out.
Scott, we had heard from Dave about his desire to win, first of all, find a franchise quarterback, all this. What role did he have in this, and was he pushing this move?
Really, Mr. Tepper's, he's a hands-off owner. He lets us make the football decisions. When I say us, Matt Rule, myself, and our team. But we go through him. We talk to him and say, okay, this is where it's at. He'll challenge us if he doesn't think it's right, if the process isn't right, or he'll challenge us just to make sure that we're, all on the same page, and this is really what we want to do. But really, when it comes down to it, he lets us make the decisions, and once we do that, he supports us.
I guess what I'm asking too is, who had the first conversation about Cam? Like, who brought his name up?
It happened, it was late Tuesday night. We're sitting in my office. It was, Matt, myself, I think maybe Dan Morgan was in there, Pat Stewart, and Los. And we were just talking about options that we had and, what's the best thing for us moving forward. And So from there, it went from a conversation to, a phone call, and just to gauge interest. And so Tuesday night, we made that call. They were receptive. We talked again Wednesday, talked on and off all through Wednesday. And then last night, we started talking money. We said, okay, if this is going to happen, here's kind of the ballpark that it's going to be. And, we talked about the contract a little bit. It wasn't an easy discussion to have. But we worked through that. And once we got that, fairly right in the ballpark, then we set up a flight for him to come up today. We wanted to meet in person. I thought it was really good, the conversation that we had with Mr. Tepper and Drummond and Cam and his dad. And we sat there and, we had a really heartfelt, sincere discussion. It wasn't really about anything in the past. It was more about what are we going to do now moving forward? And what is Cam's role? How can he help us? What can we do to support him? And I thought it was really productive. Like, coming out of this, I felt really good about it. I was really impressed with him as a person sitting there for the first time. So that's how it started and where it ended up today. And then really out of that meeting today, it started coming out this morning, and then Cam and Mr. Tepper took that picture in front of the house, and then it was out.
Scott, when you looked at his preseason tape, I mean, Matt talked about watching his preseason tape. You talked about the 3,000-mile view when you were in Seattle.
Right.
How did this preseason compare to what you knew about him previously?
As far as the tape itself?
Yeah.
I thought he looked pretty good on tape that we watched this year. Obviously, I had a chance last year. He played against us up in Seattle. He had a great game. That's first or second game of the year. He was such a dynamic, runner. He can make throws short to intermediate. So we liked all those things about him. And then we came back this year. We looked at the tape, and he looked good. I mean, he looks like Cam. He's not Cam from 10 years ago, but he's Cam now, and it's someone that can fit our offense. I know Joe can adapt his scheme to his skill set, and that's what we're going to do.
Scott, do you have any concerns? I guess you maybe just answered this, but about his shoulder, and there's some people say that he just hasn't been able to throw the ball as well.
You know what?
Since
So
surgery.
the shoulder checked out okay today, and just like when I sat in here 2 weeks ago, we talked about Steph Gilmore. He loses a step here, but he makes up for it with his mind, and the game evolves, and that's what Cam's doing right now. He's not, a 24-year-old Cam who's going to run it and throw it deep and do all these things. His game has evolved, and he's really grown into it. He works hard at it. He's a professional, and Joe's going to get with him and tailor this offense to fit him when he's in there. He's going to do the same thing when PJ's in there. He'll do the same thing when Matt Barkley's in there. And if Sam comes back, he'll do it with him as well.
Can you tell me if there was any part of the conversation was about beyond this year, that if things work out this season, would you want to stay for the next several years?
Yeah, we're not ready to get there yet. Obviously there were some conversations, but we're not there yet. We just need him to play really good football this weekend, next weekend, moving forward.
Do you anticipate him playing this weekend?
I'm going to leave that to Coach. It just really depends when he can get up to speed, whether you do a package, whether you do a game. It depends on how quickly he can pick it up, and how quickly our coaches are comfortable putting him in. And I know he's going to be up there tonight with our coaches after he meets with Matt, and we'll start that process.
And how about next week, Scott?
I don't want to say yet, but the idea of bringing him here is to play.
In terms of, did you talk to him about possibly saying, hey, look, if PJ goes out there and plays really well, or Sam later on in the year when he comes back healthy, did you talk to him about, is he okay being a backup? Did you even approach that subject?
Sure, we had all those conversations. I mean, Cam's mindset is he's coming here to play. And like I said, coach is open to competition, but I know his mindset's coming here to play. PJ wants to play. It's usually when you have competition like that, it makes everybody raise their game, so that's what we want.
Everybody good? All right. Thank you, Scott.
All right.
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.